What's up, everybody? It is an absolutely gorgeous day on the lawn. The smoke is cleared, the grass is green, and we're going to talk a little bit about weeds. Let's do it. Well, if you've been following along, you know of the struggles that I had with this turf coming right off the pallet. And I should just take a minute here and sort of calm everybody down, because there are a lot of people that were really super invested in everything that was happening around here. Yes, the turf was in pretty bad shape. Yes, it did have a ton of weeds in it. Yes, it had a lot of yellow stuff. Yes, it was cut weird. Yes, there were problems. It required me to do a little bit. It required me to do a little sleuthing. It required me to use the skill sets I've developed and to make it look good. So this is a really short turnaround. I mean, I'm not even 3 weeks into this, and it's come a long way. But one of the big things that people asked me about was, what about the weeds? You know, what do you want to do about that? And I wanted to take a little bit of a two-pronged approach. And so I want to just kind of show you where we are right now. So here's where we are right now. I've got the drip line running, but I haven't put any water on the lawn in a couple of days. See, I still have some spots here, but my yellowing is pretty much gone away just because of the mechanical intervention that I've been doing. So pretty much every day that I've been out here, I've been kind of examining everything, looking at it, pressing down some of these edges, trying to get everything to smooth out. And when I do that, I typically look through and see if I can see any more weeds. And up until about 6 days ago, there was a pretty high dandelion count out here, maybe 7 days ago. And I have video of that, so you can kind of see what I've been seeing. Well, I'm gonna be putting some RPR and threading it through this, which is part of the process of me taking this, running the Sunjo across it and just cleaning it out. I want to get down to where I can get the seed in. And I've been cutting the grass at about 1.25 inches nearly every day, just running over it and running over it and running over it. No weed control has gone down, and now I cannot find a single dandelion. So what are we going to attribute this to? One of the reasons that I wanted to wait to put anything down is there is always the possibility that the sod farm did some level of a broadleaf weed control application, and I didn't really want to overdo it. I didn't want to run the risk of actually doubling up on something. Okay, maybe that is possible, but a little bit unlikely. Now, the reason I say that is over the last, let's say a week or so after the sod was installed, there started to be a lot of new dandelions showing up. They were small, and I would kind of grab, a couple of them if I saw them, and I'd just yank them out with my hand, and that was that. Well, then I started on this mowing it. So once I started doing that, and I've kind of run this Sunjo through it and cut down into where those weeds were, I'm thinking like maybe they're just not able to form up the way that they normally would. It hasn't been particularly hot. It has been a good environment lately for dandelions to grow. And now I'm just not seeing them anywhere. So I don't want that to be 100% credit for just the mowing to have 100% credit, because I'm still not certain that something didn't go down before. But again, it wouldn't affect the stuff that was growing a week and 2 weeks after the turf was put in. What do you think? Something I can tell you is this: I have every weed control that you would possibly want, and all of them are sealed and in their original containers and sitting on a shelf. Pretty much everything. I just don't use it, and I try not to use it, not because I don't see the value for it or think that it's bad or wrong, but I try to let the practices themselves take care of those main issues. And again, for the most part, that works really, really well. On the old lawn that used to be down there, it only ever had, I don't know, 1 or 2 spot sprays on it the entire time I had it. I was able to keep the weeds out of it. But a lot of that had to do with the low mowing height and the frequency of that mow not allowing anything to develop. But then again, I didn't really have anything else in there either. There was no crabgrass, there was no sedge, which really we wouldn't get much of that up here. There was no POA. I wasn't really dealing with any of that stuff. I was just able to keep it nice and low. So it's going to be interesting to see on this lawn, because I don't intend to keep it at this low of a height. I actually want to let it be a little taller. I want to have it be in that 2.5 to 3 inch range and kind of let it fill in with the occasional short mow. So I find all this to be pretty interesting, is when you start to get all of those practices back into play and not rushing into, oh my gosh, I have a weed problem, I'm just gonna smoke it, or this is yellow, I need to just blast it with this, or is this a fungus? I don't really know, I'm gonna put a fungicide out. A lot of this is patience, time, and just research and taking a little bit. It's just grass. It's not all gonna die overnight. You have a little bit of time to sit and think about it. You have time to go through the process. You have time to problem solve. Don't freak out. And this is one of those situations. There's a lot of stuff out here that is outside your control, but a good majority of it is absolutely something that you can adjust, but you don't want to rush into it. I think, personally, even though it's still not 100%, I don't know that I could be happier. It's a beautiful lawn. The family's on it every day. It's just absolutely wonderful. So, while she may not be the most beautiful thing yet, it will be. And I'm taking you all along for the ride. Talk to you soon. See ya.